Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. And as you can see, my scruffiness has developed into almost a full beard. And I do this every November to raise awareness for lung cancer awareness. And so my charity of choice is Longevity Foundation. And so I do this and then I donate money to longevity. So, all right, we're talking about how we lack nothing. And it's really hard to stay in that place, isn't it? That knowing of how we absolutely lack nothing. Because we're all the time thinking, I need this, I don't need that, and we believe this viscerally as the truth of who we are. We have these needs all the time. And if we don't believe we have a need, we'll, through all of our interactions online and in life, we'll be told how much we need this and how much we need that. But really, we lack nothing. We really lack nothing because our spiritual self is full. It's dynamic. It's a part of who we are, and it's connected to the divine source of all that is. And with that connection, we have that sense of being content. But we have to connect to it. And we have to breathe into it. And we have to bring that breath into our daily life and breathe it out so that our truth is known. And that's how we can participate. But it all begins with metta, or loving kindness. Loving kindness is first practiced towards oneself. Since we often have difficulty loving others when we don't love ourselves first. That's one of the first Zen lessons that you kind of go into in meditation is to find yourself and to find that loving center within yourself and to treat yourself with loving kindness and practice that towards yourself. So I'm going to shut down the text because I see I'm getting spammed. Sorry. But this is just, who we are. We have this capacity within ourselves to love ourselves. And from there, we can then practice loving kindness towards others. And when we do things primarily for gain or loss, when we're focused in this materialistic world, we attach to gaining and losing. And by doing that, we limit who we are. So by thinking that, like in a relationship, well, I'll gain this. Or even in meditation, if we look at meditation and our meditation practice as we're doing it because we're going to gain composure, we're going to gain stillness, then we lose. Because we do practice not to gain, but to be, and to just be present, and not be in the game of give and take and gain and lose. We practice so that we know who we are, so that we connect to that loving kindness that we can then share with our fellow family, community, the world at large, and we do this without the thought of gain and loss. So when we do attach to gain and loss, which is really hard to stay out of that mindset because we're constantly being barraged with it. But when we can step back, when we can take that deep breath, rise above the circumstances of gain and loss, and then we're not limited any longer. Because when we're in that gain and loss kind of, I used to, part of my early childhood, I was raised with a family who was very, very involved in gambling. And gambling is the epitome of gain and loss, okay? One of my uncles was a dealer in Vegas, and we used to go visit him all the time, and the rest of my family was very involved with having some, some little gambling establishments and things like that. And so that, now on the outside, and growing and maturing in my spiritual practice, I can see the trap that gain and loss has, that it tends to, trap us, but it limits us too, because then our mind is constantly thinking about, the next play, the next, what am I going to do next? How am I going to gain, monetarily? How, and it just keeps on, and it takes over. It takes over. It becomes this obsessive way of living. And so we need to take that deep breath, step back, and realize that that gain and loss is really almost, it becomes an addiction. And so we need to step back from that addiction. And so manifest the wisdom and compassionate activity that is who you are. We all have that compassionate center within each and every one of us. And when we bring that forth, it's almost like this is who I really am. And the wisdom, I mentioned earlier how we have a divine connection to the oneness. That provides with us a guidance, an inner guidance. And we can manifest that guidance so as to help us and to help us to navigate this path that we're living, this physical world that we find ourselves in. And so with that, with our practice, we're able to manifest wisdom and bring forth our compassionate activity. So you must be the person that you are. But have we taken the time to look and to examine who we are? Or have we been creating a character that we want the world to see us as? Are we acting in a way that we think others are going to, perceive us, the way we want them to perceive us? It's not really being authentic, is it? It's not being who we really are, and just allow those veils, those personas that we tend to portray, allow them to just dissipate, go away, and be the person that you are. Be authentically who you are. You lack nothing of the wisdom and the perfection of the divine. So as I was talking before about how we have our connection to the divine, and there's a perfection in there. Now, we're living a physical life, and let's be real. We can't be. Perfection is not something that we can achieve in life because we're human and we're fallible. That's a part of being human. The thing is how to deal with being fallible and how to live our life. And that's why recognizing that we lack nothing, that everything is available to us in our spiritual nature, that we can relax. We can let go of that tension, let go of that drive, to gain. And we can be authentic and live our life that way. So trust in yourself. Trust in who you are, because we are who we are. And when we recognize that, we are powerful. We are imbued with our sense of purpose and a sense of being, and that this is who I am right here, right now, and I'm doing the best I can so that my future is going to be bright. All right? I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and that you find your true nature, and that you can sense that you really lack nothing. Namaste.